morning, everyone, and welcome to Gloria's Healthy Home and Body. My name is Gloria Washington Mines, and it's really a privilege to be able to come to you with great content about health and wellness. And our mission is to enhance the lives of those we touch by reaching our goals and by living life to its fullest. So before I get started, I would just like to extend my sympathy to the people who have lost loved ones. And I lost a cousin this past Tuesday. And it's hard. It's really, really hard when you do lose a loved one and you can't get to them. You can't, touch them. You can't hug them. You can't be with the people around who normally you would be with your loved ones when someone passed away. So my heart goes out to everyone. I would say to you, please be safe and God be with you, and we will get through this together. So now moving on to the show, I have with me today Martha King. Martha King is a health coach, and Martha King comes from Virginia. And I'm going to let Martha King tell you a little bit about herself, and then we're going to dive in to see what her services are, what she offers, how we can change our lives through her method, through her system of being healthy, because that's what it's about right now. It's about getting healthy and staying healthy. So Martha King, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gloria.
You're welcome. So please tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in the health and wellness industry and became a coach?
Well, first, I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for allowing me, to be in your show. And of course, I want to express my deep sympathy for your loss.
Thank you.
And for many, many out there. If I may, I want to read something first real quick.
Absolutely.
And I'll get going. Lifestyle medicine is the foundation of healthcare because 80% of healthcare is chronic disease. 80% of chronic disease is lifestyle. So if there is the disease caused by lifestyle, the foundation ought to be lifestyle treatment. So that's where I begin.
Okay.
So as first I want to say about health coaching is more like a behavioral change. You modify lifestyle changes in your life. And for me, it's a passion. For me, it's something that I think has been part of me all my life. Being able to share what I know, the gifts of, I always said the gift of health for me that I had. I want to share that with the world. For 10 years, I ran a nonprofit. It was helping people through the process of getting well from addiction and mental health. And I pretty much did my own coaching, bringing a lot of different holistic not changes, but choices that people can have, so just not just one thing from nutrition. How are you sleeping? Are you moving? What is your stress levels? And how are you feeling within yourself? How do you love yourself? Are you finding that part that makes you sing every day? And so that's the connection pillar that I use for 5 pillars.
Oh, great. And so to go to that, I know the name of your company is called 5 Pillars. So tell us a little bit about that. What do you mean by 5 Pillars? What is that?
Well, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the 5 pillars, each the nutrition, the sleep, the movement, stress, and connection, they all got to function together. So each of them is a pillar of health. And I realized that when we don't sleep, we take sleep, for instance, when we don't sleep, it's going to affect our mood. It's going to affect our weight. It's going to affect how we function in life. So at the same time, if you eat too much sugar, or if you're not balancing what you eat, not having enough, nutrients dense meals, whole foods, versus you're not moving. So looking at all the 5 of them, to me, they were the 5 pillars of health. They were like the new healthcare of change. And that's what the name came about, bringing all those together, becoming one thing.
Got it, got it. So what are some of the types of clients that you would see?
Well, and first of all, if someone comes in, I have clients that are pre-diabetic. They come in for maybe the doctor say, I need to lose 10 pounds. Sometimes a lot of it's stress related, that I get a lot of people that have, not just anxiety, but they're just stressed, and they have no idea how to slow down, and what to bring into their busy life to be able to change that process. People that are dealing with a chronic condition and collaborating with a doctor. People with addiction, or people that would just want to find themselves, find that mindful vibrant that they lost. I got a phone call from a client the other day where she said, I'm just completely lost. I lost myself, and I'm so much stressed with this, nowadays. And, but when I began to talk to a client, there's more to it. When you begin to peel all those layers, peel on the onion, you begin to a lot of addictions, a lot of obsessive behaviors that more or less have taken their lives or taken control of their own lives.
Right, right. So it seems like health coaching is it's a lot of psychological information, a lot of behavior information. So it's not just about food, it's about behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that, you're dealing with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, do they need a psychiatrist as well, or how does that come together with the psychological part of people behaving a certain way and the connection with food? Because you are a health coach, but how does that all come together where it makes sense to the client and then they start to change?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that question. First of all, I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a dietitian. So I'm not going to be giving you a meal plan. So when you come to me, a client comes to me, or whether it was maybe now a virtual calling to the phone, to the Zoom. And we began with 1 hour of discovery session where we sort of get to know each other, learn about my program, and I get to know why the client is seeking help. Why did you make the phone call? What is it that you want from me? What do you know about coaches? So it's a lot of education that we do, among ourselves. I learn from them and they learn from me. But at the end of the day, that individual, that client, is more or less the drivers of this change. They're going to be pretty much advocating for themselves. They're going to pretty much take charge of this. So as a health coach, I'm going to be a coach on the sidelines. I'm going to help you take that ball and just take it through the field and then score the goal that you need to accomplish whatever goal you need to do. And so after we get talking, they'll give me maybe 3 or 5 goals that they want to accomplish. I mean, they might come in with 10 of them and I say, well, let's just break it down maybe to 3. What is the one that's pressing the most? A lot of times 2 can be together and we just break them in 3. And then after we do that, after we talk about the program and they approve and they say, okay, I want to go for it, then we begin the session. So I want to say that for the 6-month program, twice a month, the first 2 sessions part 3 are more like the prep. We're prepping each other. We're prepping how we're going to process this moving forward. And what are you coachable? I want to know how you learn best. I want to know, just things that I need to learn from the client. One of the things that in this couple exercise that I work with the client, I look for the strengths and values. So I'll pull those from them through the process of the coaching. And there's some amazing transformation each of the clients that I have so far. And it's just, I get very emotional about it. And of course they are too. And I have something that I started, and I'm going to share it with you, where I start a lemon tree from seed. And that, when I see that growth, that change of that tree, to me, that's the client growing. And at the end, when they graduate, they get a real lemon tree and they take it and just moving on with it.
Right.
So we do a lot of things. A lot of things that I do with stress reduction. We do drumming. We have a drum circle.
Okay.
It depends. If someone does not feel comfortable with the drum, maybe but we'll play with it. I mean, we'll find out if this is something they want to work with. Sometimes coloring. We do mindful dancing. So I incorporate many things based on the client's gifts and values. So every client, I might have maybe 3 of them that they come in for the same thing. I want to lose weight. I'm stressed. I just, I'm just not feeling well. But each of them going to be so different. They're going to be different.
Got it. So the 5 pillars, could you name those for us again, please?
Sure. The first one is nutrition.
Okay.
The second one is sleep.
Okay.
Movement.
Okay.
Stress. And connection.
Okay. So within those 5, you then, through your session of consultation, then you can find out where the client is lacking in those areas. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Ah.
I use my own, what I call the wheel life. Mm-hmm. And within that wheel, we have 12 elements. Within those elements, the 5 pillars are set on that. And so we work through that, through the relationship that they have with themselves, maybe with the spouse or partner or family member. What is the function in the home? What is the environment like? So when we talked about food earlier, like I said again, I'm not a nutritionist, but I talk to people about food in a way that they never had experienced before. I'm going to ask them, are the foods that you're eating, are they loving you back? It's like, wow, I never thought of that, So there is many other things that I use in the process when it comes to food. Let's say someone's coming in and they want to decrease sugar intake. They're just addicted to sugar, and so we're not going to say, okay, you need to stop, or you need to take this. So especially if you're addicted to it, especially something you've done it for 20 years. Right. So we began to pull all that apart. Well, deconstruct cravings. Right. Meaning that if you go home, you had a long day, you didn't eat well, you didn't hydrate well, you're exhausted, you're going to crave things. You're going to be, if you're at home by yourself, so you're going to go straight for the wine, you're going to go straight for the candy. And so we sort of break all that apart and look at what are the triggers, right, based, that you're feeling and why. And so how you eat, when you eat, and why you eat.
Got it. But to go back to that is your food loving you? I think that was the term that you used. I can definitely identify with that, because certain things I eat, it's like, oh God, I just want to sleep. But then certain foods that I eat, I feel more energetic. Mm-hmm. So, I was told by another person who specialized in deep living, Suzanne, you know, she kind of taught me that, you know, if you're eating foods and you don't feel good, you feel bloated, you know, you feel like you just want to sleep, you can't do anything, you know, you're lethargic, you know, then she says to me, then you need to stop eating those foods and start eating foods that make you feel more energetic, that you can go and do more chores, you know, or carry on with your day without feeling lethargic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I get that part of what you just said. That's very, very important. And what you do is incredible because, you know, each person needs something different. You know, I see that when people come to you, they may not necessarily, food may not be their problem. It could be connection.
Yes.
So just briefly talk a little bit about that connection piece that have people to kind of stall in life or not be as connective or transparent or communicative with their family members and just dealing with their own selves.
When I talk about connection, in order for you to connect with someone else, to be able to love someone else, to be able to love something, it all has to begin within yourself. It has to begin in here. If it's nothing there, that's not gonna radiate on the outside. The one client I had in the past, her three goals were, I want to, better my health with improve the way how I eat, stress reduction, and her last one is self-love.
Right.
And we can't say, well, let's just begin with the first one. I mean, we'll break all them apart, but somehow they all interconnect. So when I talk about connection, it's about finding the self of you, the authentic, the someone the person within you that is gonna feel good for what you're doing, that is going to radiate the positives out of you into the outside world. And until you have that in here, these two are not going to connect. So if you're not motivated, if you're not, even though you say you need to lose weight or you need to do this or this, that motivation going to begin from in here within. So I do a lot of talk and mindfulness meditation from the heart center approach.
Ah, nice.
So when you make decisions based on that being in there, you'd be amazed at the amazing things that happens to people. Priceless.
Wow, that's exciting. That's exciting. That's why I do this show, because health is so broad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's so many areas of health and there's so many perspectives. And to be able to have people come on like yourself to just enlighten us about the different health aspects that sometimes we are not aware of or we're not really plugging into to be the best we can be.
Mm-hmm.
That's really incredible. So now let me ask you, who and what has the greatest influence on the development of your career?
My passion.
Ah, okay.
That is my driver. That is, when I get something in front of me that is just going to challenge me, that just fuels me. And when I think about where we are in life right now, the whole world, all of us, and when you begin to ask yourself, okay, I have three choices here. Which zone I want to be in?
Right.
I want to be either in the fear mode, the fear zone, where you're going to be very angry. You're going to be very, not just with yourself, with people.
Right.
You're going to be complain a lot, or just just not being mindful about your emotions. That would be the fear mode. So the second one would be the learning mode. So you ask yourself, okay, what am I learning from this?
Got it.
Now, what is it? How I can take this and be able to put it here, and I know I'm going to be able to cultivate and do something with it. And of course, the last one will be the growth zone, where now you begin to get out yourself and begin to see, how can I help my next door person, neighbor, whatever, begin to cultivate everything that you learn in the learning zone, and bring it out, bring the light out. So the passion for the work that I do is just been driven, I think, all my life, through the years. Just want to see people thrive in health and wellness. And when you, that's why we said that the gift of health, you don't have health. That's
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
what you do is so important, especially right now at this time, what we're dealing with. People now have an opportunity to examine themselves,
Yes.
examine their lives, examine their family, and really take stock in who they are and, the family that they've been missing out on in terms of running and going to work and not having the time, running here, taking the kids there, taking the kids, everywhere, after school. Now we don't have those things to do. So we have to look to each other now for the strength, for the mobility, for just the love and the care and the nurture that a lot of families have been missing,
Mm-hmm.
really starving for these things. And so, now we don't have a choice but to do those things. And I say that we're going to be better people after this. We're going to be better people after this. God is he makes no mistakes, and I feel like every time there's a trial, there's a blessing. God never gives a trial without a blessing. And so I believe that there's going to be, even though we're losing a lot of lives, I'm not downplaying that. We're losing a lot of lives, a lot of things is happening. But, on the other side of that, we got to look at the good that's going to come out of this. So please tell people how they can reach you. A phone number, email, how can they reach you to talk with you more, especially at this time, to be able to get your type of coaching would be excellent.
Great. You took the words out of my mouth about the time where we are right now, that we're challenged, but it's taking that time to sit back and do inventory in our lives.
Yes.
And do pretty much reboot our systems, mental health, emotionals. And this is a chance to think back and say, you know what, I have taken my health, put it to the bottom of the pile and took it for granted. And this is a chance for you to reach out. Many people out there that can help you through that process. Health coaches are excellent drivers. And I'm one of them. And I wanna reach out and tell you that I am offering 1 hour discovery session, free. And then either could be on the phone and or you can message me on Facebook. If you go to Martha King Facebook, my phone number as well, it's 717-968-3083. Right now, my website is work in progress. Been busy, not able to work on that because I started having clients from the time I opened doors. And so it's a work in progress, but you can still go to the website and download. Right now I have a trifold brochure that you can download, and that's www.5pillarshealthcoaching.com.
Okay. And would you just repeat everything once again, the website, the phone number, and the Facebook?
Sure. The face, of course, Martha King, Facebook, my name, phone number 717-968-3083. And my website is www.5pillarshealthcoaching.com.
Great. Thank you so much, Martha. This has really been so enlightening and very fulfilling because at the end of the day, the connection we have with our family and our loved ones and our neighbors is so important.
Mhm.
And I think that, you know, coaching, having a coach like you would really, really help us zoom in on the areas in which we need to work on once we come out of this. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be a day and time where we're all going to get back to hopefully normal. And so what we take back out of this experience is going to fuel us to go ahead and move forward in our lives and be better people, you know. So I thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say again, Martha King, thank you so much for being with us. Please be safe, and just stay in, stay safe, and I thank you for coming on. Everyone know my website, which is gloriashhb.com, or you can reach me at 845-204-8897 for any type of additional nutrition that you may need, any type of sanitizing products that you may need. You can reach me at that number, 845-204-8897. Please reach out to Martha. Get that free consultation from her. I think that would be an excellent thing to do. And until next time, everyone, thank you for tuning into Gloria's Healthy Home and Body. Martha,
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank you.
God bless you and have a blessed day.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Cause I need help and well for myself.